Greetings, fellow investigators, and welcome back to our video podcast, Into the Darkness, where my friends and I play the Call of Cthulhu role-playing game. I'm your host, Tom Rayleigh. Our campaign is Masks of Nyarlathotep. It was written by Larry DiTilio, Lynn Willis, Mike Mason, Lynn Hardy, Paul Fricker, and Scott Dorward, and it's available from the Chaosium website. Our game master is Morgan Llewellyn, and this is episode 17. Our recap will be given by Stuart Lively as Howard Grunwald. So, without any further delay, let's continue our journey into the darkness. Stuart?
Friday, March 6, 1925. In researching the Egyptian murders further at the Times, our group, barring Morris, who stayed behind at a hotel, he wasn't feeling well, Octavius, Frederick, Theodore, and I discovered Soho was where most of the bodies were discovered. 11 of the bodies were Egyptian nationals, none of whom had local family. But the other two bodies were not Egyptian. One a dock worker, and the other a young student of Egyptology named Lucas McAllister. Afterwards, we headed to the Pinhue Foundation to put a tail on Edward Gavigan. Mr. Gavigan stops in suspiciously at Empire Spices, the little store. For about 30 minutes, Frederick and I followed him on foot when he left, while Octavius and Theo followed in a car down to the docks. He ducked into a warehouse. It was Whitechapel and Bow Street. He later headed back to London. While at dinner, later that evening, Theo cleverly cops the name of the owner of the Empire Spices, a certain Miss Zahra Shaikh. Later, heading to the club, the Blue Pyramid, we noticed that it's on the same block, right behind Empire Spices. Approaching the club, we run into Bernard, whom we had met earlier at the Pinhue Foundation. He was being thrown out of the club, apparently drunk. After solidifying connections between Pinhue Foundation, Empire Spices, and the Blue Pyramid from Bernard, we decided to head to the dock warehouse again, this time at night, to investigate. No one appeared to be there at first, but quickly we were apprehended by heavily armed warehouse guards in what escalated quickly into a near-death experience. Octavius and Theo managed to talk our way out of it. With your next message on our door from the previous night and the run-in with the organized crime at the dock warehouse, we opted to sneak out in the middle of the night and change hotels to a less conspicuous location, the Langham Hotel, still in London. Fortunately for Frederick, it was a foggy night, so his recent fear of viewing the starry night above was not realized. Come Saturday morning, March 7th, 1925, Theo studies one of the horrific tomes purchased from Erica Carlyle's estate and studies feverishly the magic of the fog. Meanwhile, Friedrich and I head to the Hall of Records. We discovered the owner of Empire Spice business, Zahra Shaikh, also owns the Blue Pyramid. Also, we learned that Edward Gavigan owns a large estate in Essex, the Misa House. Might we discover answers there?
All right, so we do have Hauser and Frederick at the House of Records. Octavius, you were at the hotel with Theo and Morris.
Right.
So what would you all like to do at this point?
So, Theo, what you learning?
Sorry? Yes, just trying to really knuckle in this this spell in the mind. I'm sure if we get into a situation like we did last night, this could come in handy.
It's because it's all just seems like gibberish, yeah?
Well, yes, but I mean, you know yourself, we spoke this gibberish and it worked.
We had the book in our hands, right? Yeah.
So if I can learn the gibberish,
I suppose it's just a matter of repeating it over and over again, memorizing.
I mean, to be fair, when I first read Latin, I thought that was old gibberish as well. So I guess I've just got to. I don't know.
You can sort of put it to a song in your head, so that it Helps you to remember, kind of. Make it sing-songy. You know, now that we're alone, well, Morris is there, but Morris keeps drifting in and out of sleep. Your background, you seem to be a little bit more knowledgeable in the occult circles than most people.
Well, unfortunately, that is a gift and a curse of my family. For decades, my ancestors have been interested in, let's say, darker forms of knowledge. In fact, the locals in New Orleans call the Gracie Manor the Haunted Mansion. There's all these stories about ghosts haunting the halls. Complete nonsense, of course, but...
So, do you believe in, like, ghosts or stuff like that?
Of course. Something must happen once for me, there's too many... I keep my mind open to all possibilities, Octavius. I don't like to close my mind to any situation.
I just find it a horrible thought to think that we die and then we get stuck in some place, just repeat the same fucking thing over every night for 1,000 years.
Well, I suppose the belief is that if we stay behind, it's because there's something unfinished for us. So if that can get finished, we can move on. We can carry on.
Well, I mean, you know better than I do. If you think that they're true, maybe you've had some experiences or whatever. What about, like, spiritualism and shit like that?
Oh yes, I mean, like I said, I keep an open mind.
I don't mean to call it shit, but you know.
No, I appreciate. Yes, yes. No, it's definitely worth looking into. And look, I think with anything, there's going to be things that are going to have more weight to them, and there's going to be things that are a crock of shit, as you put it. There's always going to be people out there trying to swindle people out of a few dollars to tell them they're in danger from a dark fortune as their ancestor comes to the table, and it's all cogs and wires and things under the table.
I had a very bad time in the last few days because I think, based on the paintings of Mr. I don't remember his name, but his weird paintings, that there is something that can allow, plus my own experiences in taking that drug, that there is some place that crosses over, that there are ways of seeing things remote and past. Anyways, what I'm getting at is...
a bit like a third eye.
I've been very frustrated the last couple of days because I don't know what exactly we're trying to accomplish here. I don't know where we should go. We're hearing ghost stories and things. England's full of ghost stories, and we're thinking about pursuing them. And I'm just sort of now, I guess I'm in a desperate position, and I'm thinking maybe you could offer some extra outside the realm of the normal. I don't know. You think you could? Geez, I don't even know why I'm saying this, but you know this. Go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say, as you know, I joined this little group later than the rest of you. Obviously, I know what all of you encountered in Peru, and then Jackson asked you all to come join him again in England. I think at the crux of this, as we say, Jackson, who looks into cults and death cults and so on and so forth, has stumbled upon a plot he believes that the Carlisle expedition aren't dead.
Right.
That there's some sort of plot going on, that they are not dead, and that there's obviously cogs working. He was then killed by a cult. We have cult-esque murders here, which we know have connection. We've possibly had a message from the leader of this cult here. So we know Jackson was onto something.
We know that Jackson was onto something, right?
We don't know what this these cults or what this group that have killed Jackson are wanting and what the connections are. But there is some form of connection. They've killed him, and possibly it is because of this information about the Carlisle expedition. We've got to keep going back to that, because every time we talk about, we're saying, well, Penhew died. The thing is, we don't know that for sure.
Well, I guess what the question I was going to say, or the thing I was going to suggest is, the one person who knew what he was doing is Jackson.
I could probably. I mean, if there must be a bookstore in London that's got more tomes and books required for what we need. But I suppose we could attempt to try and hold a séance to contact Jackson.
A séance. If you really believe that something like that would work?
There's a possibility. As I said, if I can find the right books pertaining to such a thing, I might be able to attempt it. I'm not saying it would take me like I can do it in a night. I'd need some time to study it properly and ascertain what is false and what is potentially fact.
Here's the thing. I don't think that you would have any reason to pretend like you're conjuring up spirits. I think if we went to a medium, mediums, who knows? They could just be trying to bilk you out of some money.
That's what I'm saying. It could be wires and things. If
you think that such a thing was even possible, then maybe we could get some answers from Jackson Elias.
Did Christopher ever tell you about his godmother?
Or Christopher, for that matter. I didn't even think of that, but I don't know that Christopher is... What happened to Christopher is completely different.
Oh, no, I'm not saying we bring Christopher back, but I'm saying Christopher's godmother...
LeBeau.
Is supposedly Marie LeBeau. Supposedly. I obviously could still contact her and see if she possibly knows of any book or information of holding a séance properly. I agree. I think us going to a medium is a waste of time because we just don't know whether the information we're going to be getting is going to be correct. If I run it, I mean, as you say, there's no reason for me to pretend to, do anything.
Yeah, you're not trying.
And I agree. I don't think Christopher's going to be the right person to contact. I think if we can try to get Jackson.
Anyways, think about it. It's a crazy thing, and I didn't want to say it in front of everybody, but
no, I understand. I think the others would understand. In all honesty, if you want to talk crazy, Frederick thinks the sky's falling. So I think you're far away from crazy at this point.
Oh, what? I did drink some of that stuff. Am I talking crazy?
No. I don't think. I think you didn't read all the rest of these books. When we arrived, Frederick had done quite a bit of reading, so I don't think he was all there when he had his little fingertip of snake juice.
Well, let's do what we can and think about it.
I'll make some calls and see if I can ascertain the right books that I would need to try to attempt such a thing at all.
I'm sure there's plenty of places here in London that you could be able to find what you need. I mean, hell,
yes, but if I know exactly what books to look for, that'll help.
You could
the time, I suppose.
Maybe even contact that what's his name, Crowley fellow.
Crowley, yes, I do have some dealings with him. He knew my father quite well.
Well,
I'll give him a call. So I guess I will be calling Crowley.
I wouldn't call him Crowley. I'd call him Crowley. I think it's Crowley. I don't know. All right.
All right. So you are calling Aleister Crowley? Is that what
Yeah.
All right, easy enough. So
Well,
yeah, just
might
say
know too,
yeah. Call takes a bit. Eventually, you do manage to connect with him. Hello.
Alistair, it's Theodore Gracie. You might have remembered my father, Felix.
Oh yes, yes,
Listen,
I do.
I'm in London out of current, and I find myself in a situation where I am in the need of potentially holding a séance to contact a friend that has recently passed on to find some connections to his murder. This is something I've never attempted. Obviously, I know of séance and some of the workings, but I have never attempted a complete séance myself. And I was hoping potentially you might know where to find the right information, or you yourself might have the right information that I would need to attempt such a thing.
You said you're in London?
Yes, correct.
All right, there's a contact of mine there, Miss Jasmine Pink. She operates near the Limehouse docks in Soho. She might be able to assist you.
I've had dealings with the Limehouse docks already. Jasmine Pink, all right. And is it all right for me to drop your name, Alistair?
If you feel like it.
Thank you. Much obliged.
Yep. Your father was a good man.
Yes, he was. Yes.
Good day.
Good day. And I'll hang up. And then I'll obviously tell Fox, Jasmine Pink apparently is the person we should speak to. She's based out of the Limehouse docks, which, yes, I know we've already had dealings with, but it's worth looking into if it's something we want to pursue.
Well, if you say that, if Crowley says that, then all right. I mean, we'll check her out. Hopefully she's not a flake.
The others have been quite a while. Hauser and Frederick.
Oh, wonder what they're up to. Hint, hint.
Yeah, well, so
Are
you guys continually?
Oh, I'm sorry. I could not hear you. It's the old war wounds coming back. This is good. This is good information. This Essex estate of Gavigan's. We need to let the others know. Weren't you saying something earlier about looking up maybe immigration records? Would that be here too? This is a Hall of Records?
Perhaps.
I wonder if we could find anything. Keeper, is that something we could...
That is not public record.
It's not public record. Okay, all right.
I wonder if we could look up anything pertaining to... this could be tangential at worst, but if we look up anything pertaining to the owner of the warehouse, the privately owned warehouse, this
that's right. It was
Chaudhry fellow.
Yeah, Chaudhry. Maybe if he owns anything else, what else he is invested in, anything public on him. We could search anything related.
How are halls of records? How are they organized? I doubt we could just look up Chaudhry, go to the C section and find Chaudhry.
Yeah, it would be probably in different. I'm not certain. Probably real estate ownings and holdings.
How about have it be a library use role?
Yeah, there we go. Let's just do it.
Wait, so you're saying Frederick Chapman knows more about library use than Brian Daly?
Yes, that is what I'm saying.
Right.
They would know more about.
Although not in this case.
Record.
Nailed it. Boom. 69 out of 70.
Okay, so it takes you a while. You're not used to, say, British categorization.
I
an
start trying to
organization
alphabetize
the
things.
records. And
Yeah, the German way is better. Yeah, those Englanders.
so you eventually come across a couple of other properties that are associated with him. See a couple of other warehouses, some clubs, and
Okay,
things of that nature.
All sort of in the same vicinity or all over?
They're spread out.
But London though, right? Spread out in London, or got it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that doesn't sound too outlandish.
I'm gonna write down the addresses of all the things, to try and see if they correlate with the locations of murders.
Okay, so you assemble your conspiracy web,
Mm-hmm.
and there you don't find a correlation. Unfortunately, there's no yarn that you get to tie and tack down to other.
I'll
Should use the green yarn.
Mm-hmm.
I for Edward Gavigan, I take down all of the notations for that estate in Essex, the address and all that. So.
Yep, it's easily done.
Can't think of
Yes. Well, Hauser, this last hour, I feel my time has been wasted.
Well, we've got some good information. You can bring
We
us
do.
back.
We have some good information.
You can bring us back to the group, have lunch, and go from there.
Is it lunchtime already?
I think so.
Hmm.
But make sure our cab does not take us directly to the Langham Hotel, so we still keep a little bit of a be undercover. Okay, so good.
Yes, that'll work.
Off we go. We'll
Yep.
jump
So
on the bus or
If you make your way indirectly back to your hotel, and
it's a beautiful
right back
hotel.
with the others.
Guten Abend, gentlemen. Oh,
Sorry,
it's that dog.
I had a little mute in my throat.
Oh,
With Nobbin. What time
How
is
was
it?
your expedition, gentlemen? Did you come up with some fruitful information?
Yes and no.
Start with the yes.
So our dear friend at the Penhew Foundation has quite the estate.
I mean Gavigan.
Yes.
Yeah. In Essex.
Well,
So a bit of
It's not
a bit
too
of a
far
trip.
from London.
It's got quite a history, apparently. So there might be some information to be gleaned from there.
It's what was it called? The
Possible.
Miser?
The Miser
Yes.
Estate or Miser House.
yeah, but is that really that surprising that some rich guy's got a big place? I mean, yeah, if he's the bad guy, there might be stuff there.
Exactly, so that's what I'm thinking. It's the only
We
place.
know he does have connections with the warehouse that we almost got killed at.
Yeah.
And the buildings that are owned by the woman that threatened us with a knife and a newspaper.
Mm-hmm.
We
So do
assumed
you think that he travels from work to home every night? I mean, how far is that?
Well, we know where he
Likely
lives.
not.
We know where he lives because we went to his
That's right,
apartment.
we did. He's got
Yes,
an
he's got-
apartment.
yeah.
All right.
So
So a
is
lot
that
of these gentlemen, they'll use it as like a weekend home, or they'll go down there there'll be staff that are out there to maintain the premises, but they won't spend their entire time down there.
Well, isn't it likely his whole family might be there? His mother, his father.
Possible. I mean, if it's family owned, if it's like Gracie Manor where it's been handed down for generations, then yes, there could be the possibility of
Generations of
it.
family living there.
Yeah. Did it mention anything about when the house became a part of the family line?
Yes. It was, and it is right here in all the notes I took. And maybe someone could help me jar my memory.
Oh, yes, that little man in your head that tells you things.
The great voice from beyond.
A booming voice comes out of the London fountain.
There might be a.
It switched hands, so the previous owner transferred the deed to Gavigan in 1915.
Just
well, that means it's not a family.
So-
It's not a family
10 years
estate.
ago.
10 years.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
but he still
definitely
might have
not a-
moved. He might have moved his family in there if it's
Wasn't
big
it,
enough.
Correct, but it's not going to be a family estate, is what I mean. Like, it's not his family seat per se.
It
Wasn't-
used to be owned by
the,
Neville Lloyd Price.
Hmm.
That name rings a bell.
You know, I was thinking, if Gavigan is here in the city, if we watch him long enough, we'll see if he goes back every weekend or if he goes back once a month or something like that. In which case, we could just show up at his estate, and if his family is there, we could say, "Oh yeah, we met him a long time ago. We're close friends. He said drop by anytime. He's not here."
Yeah, but then
No.
what if they make a phone call?
Oh.
And what if there is no family? What if there's no one out there except for the staff?
Well, we say it to
What
the
if they're
staff.
all in on it?
Well, it would be wonderful if it was just the staff, because chances are there'd only be one or two that would stay there 24 hours a day.
True.
Maybe they wouldn't.
Well,
stay
the
there.
other thing we need to
Perhaps.
look into, gentlemen, me and Octavius have been having a conversation, and I know this may possibly be a bit of a touchy subject for some of you. You may not believe
It-
of the situation.
It's a
but
wild, ridiculous idea, but
we are looking at the potential of myself and the rest of us holding a seance to try and contact Jackson to find out some answers.
I have heard of crazier things from my magazine research, so this is right up my alley. I have no problem with this.
I don't think I would have even.
tame.
I don't think I would have even thought of it if it hadn't been for those paintings and for the blue juice.
Well, we've been given a contact to potentially get in touch with to see to find the correct information that I would need to hold such a seance. A Jasmine Pink, who's based out of the Limehouse Docks, which obviously we know our way around a little bit now. So we also might be worth dropping in on her and ascertaining what would be required to try such a thing.
Well, I don't think we should all drop in, but
Well, I guess we could split the group. Some of us could go to Jasmine's, and then the others can tail
Stand
Gavigan
outside
or
Stand outside and guard. Speaking of the docks, I have a list of addresses owned by the man who owns the warehouse.
Audrey.
So at the very least, we have a list of places to avoid.
yeah. Part of me thinks that man is literally just organized crime. You know, I don't think he has any affiliation to the Egyptian murders.
Yes,
and
judging
you know,
judging by the location and type of establishments, it's warehouses and clubs, very organized crime, chic.
yes, yeah.
And the locations of the buildings don't correlate with the murders, unfortunately.
Right, yes. Well,
Nothing's
except
ever that
for that
easy.
one. Except for the one that we know was at the docks, the dock worker. Perhaps
Was
he
that
saw
murder?
something that they had
We have the
shipping in.
location of the dock murder, right?
I don't think he was killed at the docks from memory.
He was not killed on the docks. He was not
Right.
killed on the waterfront.
We just know he worked at the docks. So I mean, it's a reach, but we were thinking that the reason he was killed, being a non-Egyptian, was because potentially he saw something that was being shipped in at the docks, so he had to be removed.
And I'm not sure if we mentioned this before, but we also discovered that the owner of Empire Spices, Zara Shaikh, also owns the Blue Pyramid.
Oh.
Yes.
So,
well, that's not a coincidence.
Exactly.
And how long has she had that? That's also near 10 years, correct?
Yeah, it was around 1915.
Interesting.
Yes.
Well, the problem with that we're going to have is during the day, she'll be in the spice shop. During the night, she'll be in the club. And the rest of the time, she'll be in her home, which is above the spice shop. And if she's already left a message, message for us to stab on our door.
Specifically if it was her.
I'm about 99.9% sure that it was her. So she knows who the fuck we are. So us walking in, it's not a good idea.
Well, that's what I'm just sitting here thinking. There's some problems with it, but a good disguise and a knowledge of the kind of spices that you need to make a good curry, which we should all probably know. The problem is this: it couldn't be me because I can't do an English accent at all, and it would have immediately become apparent that I was from America. Grunwald is German. Maybe he could pull it off, but he'd have to pretend to be a German aristocrat. But Morris and Theodore, both of you have pretty decent accents. Well, you wouldn't think so because you are from here, but you might be able to, with the right disguise. Your hair's kind of long, Theodore. You have to put it up under your hat. But if you just went in like a customer, hi, I'm here to get some, Vindaloo spice and some,
Afar? Yeah.
and just see what the hell's going on in there. See if there's any dark monsters living in the basement. I don't know.
That means we'd have to find disguises and do so, which we can do, but that could be. Let's go have a chat with this Jasmine Pink lady and see if we can.
Yeah, it's also possible that if she's the owner, she's not necessarily behind the counter.
True.
She might have employees.
Who is the sneakiest of us?
I'm the fattest.
I have a stealth of 70.
Yes,
Grunwald's very good at sneaking around to get the stories.
The potential is if we go to the spy shop, some of us go in and distract the person at the counter while the other person goes and has a sniff around.
Well, I'm afraid that if more than one of us went in there, then it would be obvious who we were.
Well, no, what you were already saying about three of us going in.
No, I was just saying one person.
In and, that's sitting duck. One person here. Bullet between the eyes doesn't take long.
Well, at least the other ones would know who was the bad guy.
Look, there's the possibility of we go at a later time when the club is at its peak and the spy shop is closed and see if we can try and get in. And if we're all there, got each other's back, if there's any sign of trouble, we scalp her.
The problem is that we're just trying to break into somebody's place to find information that we don't even know what information's there.
Look, we know, I think we need to stop going, sorry, Morris, yes.
Well, I was just going to say that I could, you can go down to any pawnbrokers and you can pick up a valet's outfit and slap that on, going with a list of spices. Get the lay of the land and that.
Very good idea.
That's a good. And then you say get the lay of the land, because then you'd know if we did break in, we'd know where to go, where to look first, where to, Because also, remember, Hauser, there was that open safe we saw at the Penhu Foundation as well.
Yeah.
There could be quite a few answers in that.
If I could sneak in.
No bars on the window there either.
What if we get inside the spice place? We look around and there's just spices.
Well, of course, that's what's going to be there, but we know there's more than that.
Do we? I mean, if you're some evil monster mastermind, are you going to put the incriminating evidence in your spice
no, it's not
shop?
going to be out the... Well, possibly, yeah, but it's what I've got. I'm going to go back to this. Edward Gavigan went in there, he spent half an hour, and came out with fuck all.
Well, he probably has some deal with her.
It's not that big a shop.
What if...
She also owns the Blue Pyramid Club.
Yeah, so she's making buku money if she owns that place.
Yes. I think we need to get out of... We need to be bold, not stupid. Like I said, stay within the group, but we need to be bold. We can't keep relying on, like, oh, well, these people might be innocent, and this might be, or if we do this, we might get in trouble. The whole plan, you know how you get away with things like breaking in, Fox? You don't get caught. That is always the call.
I don't know. I'm just not a criminal, so I don't break into places unless I can think of a reason why.
And also, if the police turn up, you and I have quite an easy way of getting out of it. Everyone has a number.
But there's newspapers that might get involved in that case.
We'll pay them off as well.
No.
I've read some of the stories they've written about you, Fox. I know you've paid off a few newspapers.
Look, just don't believe everything that you see or read.
Ditto. Right back to you. Well, look, I think that's an excellent idea, Morris. I think that is a absolutely great idea. Going to a pawn shop and or pawnbrokers, as you said, and getting a valet costume, getting the lay of the land, and then potentially having the option of trying to look into the place at a later point, possibly also the Penhu Foundation, Gavigan's office, Gavigan's home as well as a possibility if we feel we need to go to that, and the Mizza house in Essex. I don't think we go anywhere near that warehouse again.
Is it worth the risk?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, if we can try this seance first and see if we can contact Jackson and see if he thinks it's worth the risk. I mean, of course, I think he's going to say yes.
Unless he shows up and says, "What are you guys doing? There's nothing around here."
If he does, we go home. If he does, we go home.
Is he going to talk like that during the... What are you guys doing around here?
That was my.
Yeah, see?
They said, come up from hell. I said, I'm coming down. I'm coming down. I'm not coming up. I'm coming down. What do you want? Ay, 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 ay. Carry on.
All right. So who's going to go meet Miss Pink?
Well,
Or do we all want to drive down there and just have Theo and somebody go in?
We could.
All right. Yeah. We need to get some lunch anyway soon, so.
I'll pop down the pawnbrokers and see what I can rustle up.
Well, why don't Fox, Hauser, and I go to Pink's and ask about the seance stuff, and Frederick and Morris, you guys go to the pawnbrokers and sort that out.
Okie dokie, Skip.
That could work.
Okay.
And we'll all meet back here.
Okay, so Morris is going to a pawn shop. Theodore, you're going to Miss Pink.
Yeah.
Who else is going with you?
Hauser and I are driving.
Yeah.
And Frederick's going with Morris.
Okay.
just because we don't want people split up by themselves.
Because Miss Pink might have little blue stars all over her ceiling. And,
Yeah, that's a very good point.
Frederick might freak out.
Yeah, so Frederick and Morris at the pawn shop finding clothes is it's fairly simple. You can give me a luck check to see how well they will fit you.
Wouldn't it be funny if the pawn shop was the center of the entire cult?
So you guys never see Morris and Frederick again. That was
Also owned by Zra.
together.
We go to the spice shop and there's a hole in the floor with like this face creature.
Yeah. Dressed as a valet.
One of the
Dressed as a
one of the larger jars of like saffron or something, ground up, obviously, shifts slightly, and you see the decapitated head of one of us.
God.
Okie dokie.
Oh, hey, Frederick.
I
Okay?
failed. my
I've
luck roll,
I've passed my luck roll.
okay. So you find metallic clothes that fit you pretty well.
Stroll the
Find
suit
a
and
name
coat
tag
hat.
that says valet. What exactly does a valet
So-
wear?
Striped
Is there a
trousers.
uniform?
Whatever his master tells him to wear.
Well, ideally, it would just be a stroller suit, wouldn't it? It would be striped trousers like you'd wear with a morning suit, and then a shorter black jacket instead of a full morning suit tails. And I don't know, probably would it probably be a slightly shorter wing collar, wouldn't it? Because it's more of a servant's collar. And yeah,
And then a waistcoat of some kind. Yeah.
So the other three,
Scowl.
Yeah.
you got that down. I mean, staring at Gavigan when you're there.
Thank you very much. Yeah.
So Octavius
Wow.
Hauser.
I've always been a valet from the south, south of London. Carry on.
Southern London drawl.
Yeah. Yeah. Possum. Yeah. I was a fish and chips. Yeah. Possums and yam.
I
Morgan.
assume that was English. All right. So Octavius Hauser.
Yeah, damn right he was. Yeah. I just speak the quick to
So how's Octavius?
So-
yeah.
Speak the Queen's English.
Speak the Queen's English in space. Okay, so Octavius Hauser and Theo. So you drive down to Miss Pink's. You arrive at a kind of a rather this place is a bit more dilapidated than others.
That's surprising.
The Limehouse docks are not the nicest area. And
wonder why Crowley would send you here.
yep, and you just see this little shop with the sign that says Miss Pink's above it.
Theodore, this is your bailiwick.
Yes.
You've got your back.
Thank you. So I'll go in. Is either of them coming with me?
Are either of you going with him?
I will.
I'm kind of curious too.
Okay.
So
we're
walk
going
in, but we'll be behind you,
Good.
Theodore.
Yes, that's fine. I just was like, didn't want to go in the
to
shop
give you a shove
by
forward
myself.
if something happens.
Yeah.
All right, so
But yeah, we'll all go in.
you open up the door, you hear a little ding of a bell, and you see the room is kind of dominated by this curtained table with this purple cloth, like a crystal ball sitting on the middle of it. There's lots of occult bric-a-brac everywhere. And coming from a back room, you see this young woman. She's in this Victorian gown, just covered with kind of haphazard pink bows all across it.
Miss
She
Pink,
says,
I assume?
"Yes, that would be me. How can I help you today?"
Charmed. I'm Theodore Gracie. These
I'm
are my
charmed
associates.
as well.
Octavius Fox and Hauser Grunwald. We were suggested your establishment by Alistair Crawley. We are trying to contact a friend of ours that has unfortunately passed on, and we're looking into holding a seance to see if we could contact him. I was hoping you might be able to help me with the right books that would help me be able to achieve this.
No, the right books. I mean, that takes a lot of study and practice.
Yes,
and the right kind of mind. When you see,
I believe
if
I
you
have
need
the right
assistance
mind.
with this, I'd be more than happy to help you.
I'll give Octavius a bit of a sideways kind of look, a bit like, I guess there's, no harm in, I mean, we've got the money to spend. Well, would you be able to help us with that?
Oh, of course. I mean, I would just have to ask for a suitable donation to...
Of course. Shall we say, what is the going rate for such a thing?
A few pounds.
And I'll pull out a crisp £5 note. Yeah, for your troubles, my dear.
Thank you. She takes it, and she instructs the three of you to sit around the table.
Oh, we're gonna
Can I
do this
do a
right now.
psychology roll on her quickly before we start as well?
Yeah, go for it.
I'd like to also.
Yeah. Oh, that is a pass. That is a 9.
She seems very
which-
genuine.
Yes, that's what I
She's not. She doesn't seem like she's trying to hustle you.
She believes what she's saying.
She believes very much that she can help you with this. She
Okay.
wholeheartedly.
Which she might be able
believes
to.
that.
She might be able to. I'm not against that idea.
From my experience with the magazine, sort of going through and debunking a lot of similar
How's
hoaxes,
feeling under the table?
I just kind of give the room sort of a once-over look. Look where a lot of these hoaxes might kind of have their gimmicks set up.
Make a spot hidden.
Excellent. 29, I nail it.
Nice.
Spot hidden of 74 now, so boom.
Okay, so you look around. You are giving this your experience, your expertise with this specific situation, and you're not seeing any of those telltale signs that you're looking for.
Interesting.
You're not seeing any like the smoke and mirrors type setup. You're not or indications of trapdoors or any pulley or anything that would mimic some kind of psychic phenomena that you're accustomed to.
Excellent.
Nothing under the table.
No little strings and stuff.
And she said, "Well, we can start right now if you wish."
Shouldn't
I suppose.
shouldn't the others be here though, or should we? Can we
Oh, well,
do this?
the more there are, the easier will be to channel your friend from the beyond to us.
How long are you open?
Oh, all day and into the night.
Well, yes. We might bring some more of our associates that knew our friend. Before we go, though, I do have one other question. I was wondering if you do have a book, or I'm a bit of a dabbler in some of this sort of stuff, and I've been trying to work this spell that I found in an old book in my family home, but I can't seem to quite get it right, and it deals with these, and I pull out my tarot cards. And I said, I can feel something starting, but it's like there's a missing connection.
Well, show me.
Okay, so I'll do the process of my tarot cards. So I've got my thing, and I'll do everything that is on it. So let me just double check. So it takes 5 minutes of casting. And I roll a 1d2. If it doesn't work, do I still take the sanity?
No.
Okay.
No. So you. Yeah.
So does the magic points go as well if I'm trying it?
No. If you don't succeed.
Okay, sweet. So I basically do the Awori for 5 minutes, and try and kind of do it. My eyes probably go a little bit funny for Fox and Hauser are watching me, but yeah.
And she looks at you, and she kind of giggles a little bit. Well, your problem isn't physical, and she kind of comes and like taps your head a little bit. If you're trying to see ahead, that's where your mind needs to be. You're too focused here. You just have to let everything go and let the future come to you. You can't be focused on the emotions. You just must know them by heart. Your mind cannot be focused here.
So I'll try it again, but with that knowledge, like I'm trying to kind of definitely meditate to kind of take myself out of now and everything to see if I can work the spell.
All right. Well, so go ahead and lose the magic points.
Okay. Yes. Cool. So that's gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, and roll my sanity. 1.
Okay, so you do it and you flip the card of the deck over and you see the tower.
The tower. And what do I ascertain from the tower?
There's lightning shooting at it and a comet, and it's disaster.
It's not good. Disaster. Not a very good. Yeah, that's typically what it indicates.
Change the tower.
That's
no lightning.
But yeah, so everybody else sees that this card flip over, but you while you do this, you just get this overwhelming just sense of dread, Theo. Like similar to those to that feeling you got when you did the mist. This is a very similar feeling that you're getting. Like it feels externally kind of coming into you, but it is not good.
That's not good. Thank you, Miss Pink. We will return with our associates. Thank you so much.
Miss Pink, is it possible for you to come to where we are? We might actually have, I'm not sure, but we might actually have some things that belong to the person that we're trying to contact.
Oh, well, that would most certainly help. We can definitely try.
What time is best for you?
Anytime.
Nighttime, daytime?
Doesn't matter much to me.
Why don't we give her our address and we can set it up. We can bring up a table, and what do you think?
That's fine.
All right. How about tonight around 9 o'clock? Is that good?
That works.
All right. Here you go.
Much obliged, Miss Pink. Thank you.
And we'll make sure we reimburse you for any kind of trouble that you might have to go through to do that.
Oh, well, thank you. And in order to help, just be channeling thoughts of your friend today.
All right.
It will help us tonight.
All right. Cool.
Thank you.
I might put my hand on Hauser's shoulder as we walk out, just to sort of steady myself a bit. I'm a little bit shaken.
It's fascinating.
So the tower is, and it made you feel bad, huh?
I feel like we may be walking into, I don't know exactly what, but whatever we're walking into within the future, be it the spice shop or walking into the lion's den is what it felt like. Which I'm sure is exactly how you all felt walking into that juju house.
Yeah. Exactly.
Which the thing that tells us though, is if this is right, and it feels like this is the first time this has worked for me. I've tried this for months. If I'm getting this feeling, it means we're on the right track. Because we knew, we knew wherever we were going to be going, it wasn't going to be good.
Yeah.
Part of the reason why I wanted to move the venue to our place was we can make sure there's no tricks.
Exactly.
Yes. I totally agree. Yes.
It looked clean, but I agree with you.
I'm not sure.
I must say I must trust her a little bit because she helped me with my tarot.
Well, and she also didn't hesitate to say yes. So I figured if she was a fake, she'd be like, "Oh no, it has to be here. It has to be here."
Yeah, exactly.
Crawley knows his stuff as well. I don't think he would. He had quite a good respect for my father Felix, so I don't think he would point me in the direction of a fake either.
And I, in my experience, have run across a handful of imposters, fakes,
and
tricksters.
With the silly turbans and just the far off Eastern accents, and the makeup. Yes, no, I agree. They are definitely out there, but I wasn't getting that vibe off this young lady.
Same here. Yeah.
All right, let's get back.
Yeah. Let's go to the Langham.
See if they've dressed up Morris as a valet.
Valet, yeah.
It's a beautiful hotel, the Langham. Thank you, Theo, for recommending it.
Yes, of course. Yes.
So as we get back to the Langham, I'm keeping my eye open for anybody suspicious in case they've discovered our new location.
Yeah.
Roll spy hidden.
Oh yeah, I'm right there with you.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can all roll spy hidden.
I did not pass.
99. Oh god.
I got a 42, which is a regular pass.
So Theo, everybody at this point looks suspicious to you. That overwhelming sense of dread. Like you're just like
that woman with the pram.
You couldn't say specifically that somebody. You couldn't say, well, that guy or she's watching us, but you just get that.
I'm
just
on
in your
edge.
gut.
Yeah.
That somebody is.
I mean, you consider that it's rather chilly in that watermelon salesman over there. I'm not so sure.
Oh, he's giving me a bad look, I tell you. Let's get inside.
You should kill him.
Yeah, let's go find Morrison. At least my concern is with actual people, not the stars.
Yeah.
It's true. People who are stars are not people.
Yes.
Why do I have a German accent?
Spreche Deutsch.
So I didn't know you were into tarot cards, Theodore.
Well, I have been for a while, and as I said, I found some scribbling in one of my father's notebooks, and I tried it, and I could feel something, but there was just something not quite clicking, not quite connecting. And then obviously we tried the spell on the boat, and that was the first this works. There's real power. There's ways to do this. So, well, I took a shot in the dark at Mrs. Pink, and I mean, I don't know if it's exactly a good thing that now I can do this, but it might come in handy for us down the line.
Yeah, let's get upstairs and let Frederick and Morris have the spotlight for a while.
Yeah.
Oh, Morris looks excellent in his new outfit. Absolutely spiffing, Morris.
I nearly went for the Japanese Admiral's outfit, but I think I can carry this one off a bit better.
I don't think the other would have fit you as well.
No, it was a bit tight around the shoulders.
I've heard it said that when you're dressed up like a servant, A lot of people don't pay any attention to you. You can get away with a lot dressed that way.
Yeah, I've been told that people can, wander in and out of places. I've never tried it myself. You understand? So I'm told you can.
People just don't pay any attention if you're dressed like that.
Yeah. It's like a man walking his dog. You know, no one notices you. You become ubiquitous, don't you?
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Part of the
unnoticed,
background.
Yeah. Well,
All right.
again, and I'm just running an errand for someone if I go in there.
So somewhere between 9 and 9:30, 10. Tonight we're going to have a séance.
A seance.
Yeah, we're going to see if we can contact good old Elias Jackson.
Do we have to wear anything special for that? Robes or?
I don't think so. This is Crowley.
Red
Crowley.
headbands.
No. Crowley turned us on to this woman, and so far she passed the test. She seems to be legit. We'll have that set up. I'll take care of that. I'll get a table up here with a nice tablecloth. Some candles.
A legitimate seance.
Do we have any possessions of Jackson's?
Well, I thought we had some paperwork. I mean, that's stuff.
True. Yeah.
I would like to set up my non-flash camera, my undercover camera, in the corner of the room looking down to where we'd be sitting, and just sort of have a little a thumb trigger to take a few shots.
Dramatic, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's easy enough to set up.
Well, once we've set all that up, we should possibly take Morris over to Empire Spices. We've got plenty of time before Miss Pink comes here.
Well, I'll stay here and put this all together. If you guys want to do that. You guys got to watch his back, though. The last time anybody walked into a place, they didn't come out again.
Yes, that's fair. I was going to say that would a valet usually travel with the party?
No.
Probably not, no.
Maybe if Morris drives up by himself and we take a cab and...
Morris, can you scream really loud?
I don't know. I've never tried.
I think you guys should be right outside.
Not even in the pyramid? Someone was screaming loud. Could have been me.
I try to forget those days.
Ages.
Well, yes, I agree. I think someone should be waiting outside the shop, ready to go in if Morris needs assistance. I'm happy to stay here with Fox and help set up everything. If Hauser, you want to go with Frederick and Mitch, and Morris to Empire Spices.
Certainly.
Oh, the cafe across the street.
Yeah, there's a cafe.
Why don't you all go? I'm just going to be here directing a hotel staff to set up.
You sure?
Sit and drink coffee. Yeah, sure. I'll be fine.
It's a perfect place to lay low at the cafe just across the street, keeping a sharp eye.
Yes. The entrance to the spice shop, it isn't facing west, is it? Because you'd get a lot of glare from the sun later in the evening. Okay, good.
No, it's not facing west, it's facing east.
And what time is it now?
We'll say it's about 3 o'clock.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, because if we're looking into the shop, presumably through glass windows.
Now, Morris, are you armed? If need be, do you have your gun hidden under your jacket?
I've got my pistol.
Okay.
I'm going armed as well. Never again
Yeah.
underarmed ever since the warehouse running.
Yes, I too have got my pistol and my trusty cane sword. So
I think at the earliest convenience, I'll try and find something more concealable.
Yeah.
well, perhaps Fox could lend you if he has a handgun.
Oh yeah, sure. Yeah, my 45 semi-automatic.
45. That will knock someone down.
I'll keep it pocketed.
Oh well, none of us are going to have them out and about.
Yes, I was going to run around with it in the air.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
how you
I
get
don't know.
answers, right?
You are from whereabouts in the States are you from?
The Southwest. So
Yeah, exactly. So yes, you running around with a gun is not exactly unheard of. You all think you're a bit of a cowboy, aren't you? Right, off we go.
No.
Morris, are you sure you're ready for this?
Yep.
belligerent animals, cows.
It's a mild disguise.
We Slicker's here. Make sure he looks well kept.
All right, so we have Hauser, Theo, and Frederick having a lovely time at the cafe.
What are you wearing?
Where did Hauser go?
Sorry. Yes. No one will recognize me.
Yes, with your gray fatigues, the bowler hat is an excellent disguise.
So good. Yeah.
All right, so Morris. As you enter Empire Spices, the air inside it's very pleasant. The front of the shop is decently sized, with just shelves and shelves and shelves of jars full of various spices. There's nobody else in the store except for a woman standing behind the counter. She's a younger Arabic woman, flowing black hair. She smiles and says, "Oh, how can I help you today?"
I'll remove my hat, my fictional hat. Good morning, madam. I do hope you can help me. I've got rather a picky gentleman that I'm attending to at the moment. He has some rather curious requests for comestibles.
Oh,
I wondered if you might be able to fill this list for me.
Oh, well, let me take a look at that.
I mean, some of the things, hing, I've no idea what that is. I've never heard of that before in my life. Long pepper, I suppose, is another form of pepper, but as to what hing is, I couldn't tell you. But here, take a look.
She takes a look at it, and she kind of turns over her shoulder, and she said, "Edjo." And you see this coming from kind of this back door. You see this this young man step out. He doesn't look any older than maybe 17. And she's like, "Can you help fill this gentleman's order, please?" And he says, "Of course." And so he takes it and he starts getting little jars together, and he starts going around the room collecting your order.
You been here long, this business of yours?
Oh, about 10 years.
10 years. Oh. Do you do a lot of business?
Quite a lot of business. It's just really been growing lately. A lot of the restaurant community have been coming here now, and that's been an excellent addition to sales.
Oh well, they like their fresh foods and spices, don't they? Very keen on that sort of thing. Yeah. You must get some. I mean, there must be some very rare and strange and exotic spices you get requests for.
Oh yes, I mean when you're devoted to spices, you have to have everything.
What are the strangest things you get asked for? Would you say?
Oh well, I had there was one gentleman that he was always looking for his spices from a particular geographic area.
Oh, I see. What, like Denmark or something?
Yeah, mainly particular regions of Thailand.
Thailand. And,
You have to get the wrong province. He wasn't interested.
Oh, I see. Whereabouts is it you're from, if I may ask?
Oh, I'm from Egypt.
From Egypt. Oh, Egypt. Now you'll forgive me, but I can't off the top of my head think of any Egyptian spices. But I'm sure were you to say any, they'd be household names, as they say.
Yes.
But the big Egyptian community over here, is there?
To a certain degree, actually.
Well, I suppose General Gordon must have brought a few of you back with him. Right. But I'm going to take in the general sort of scale of the shop and so forth while I'm just shooting the shit.
So it's really well stocked. From you can see it's very clean. All the papers, the cash register, everything is nice, neat, orderly, spick and span.
And there's no inconvenient rugs or blankets covering any doors in and out of the room.
No, there's one other door that leads. That's where that's where the kid came out of. That's the only other than the open windows in the front of the shop and the door. There's only that door leading back, but there's nothing covering any walls other than the spice racks.
And everything about the place, really, you would say, I suppose, the smells and the look and suggestion is of somewhere that is a long-term spice selling business.
Yes.
Turning my eye to the woman who has been serving me and with whom I have been chewing some of this delicious chewing fat during the exchange. Could I make a psychology roll for her?
Oh, go for it.
Do you think?
Of course.
My psychology isn't particularly good, as evidenced by the fact that I just failed that roll.
No, she's very friendly. Enjoys having somebody to chat with. Very. Very polite.
I'll be equally polite. I won't do my best not to say anything improper. Go on, show us some of that Egyptian dancing, or something like that. But if you wanted to hide goings on in somewhere that appeared relatively innocuous, this looks very much like it would be the place.
And so getting the building itself has a residence above it is much deeper than this. The spice shop part of it on the ground floor even takes up very, very little
So it's reasonable to assume that there might be steps in the back room going up.
So counting both stories, total like space available between the two floors, the spice shop's maybe like an eighth of what's here.
Oh right, I see. Do you live above the shop? Do people still do that?
Yes, I do. That's very convenient.
Yeah, I imagine so. Yeah, must be. I've got all these. I read some of all these places started out as people trading their front gardens. You know, that's why shops haven't got front gardens. They were normal houses, and then it all got taken up. But I'm sorry, I'm wittering a bit. You know,
No worries.
You know, it's like, I mean, stuck in that big house all day with nothing to do but boil the kettle and polish his silver for him. You get starved for conversation when you come outside. So I'm sorry, I didn't catch your name.
I'm Zara. Zara Schweik.
I'm Keith. Keith White, Chalky. My friends call me Chalky White.
Huh. Chalky. It's a pleasure to meet you.
And that's a nickname I picked up in the army. And so it was a family concern, is it? Then?
Oh, that's the spice shop?
Yes.
Oh no, it's just mine.
Oh, just yours? Oh, on your own. Very enterprising.
I quite like to think so.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Which I was in an up and coming area around here, is it?
You could say that.
Well, I'll just carry on, just sort of making small talk with her and scoping out this shop and keeping an eye on. Is his name Edjo?
Edjo.
Edjo. Keeping an eye on Edjo. But I don't see what more I can do at the moment because I can't exactly sort of come out and say, oh, by the way, are you involved in an international occult conspiracy of some sort? Why, yes, we are. Ah, gotcha, didn't I? Out there. Okay.
The direct approach.
Yes, I'll just wait for him to be doing that, and I'll just keep an eye out for anything unusual, you know. Delivery boy with too many arms, weird jewelry, workers or customers with oddly shaped heads. You know.
Well, so you're.
I was going to say strange smells, but it's a spice shop, and it's full of strange smells, isn't it? So.
And so you're looking around, you're keeping an eye on Edjo, making small talk, and eventually Edjo kind of reaches kind of behind you near the door. And then Zahara says, so Morris, I think we should have a little chat.
I'm just going to carry on looking at a shelf that was taking my attention. It's a nice bit of joinery, though. You don't get mortise and tenon work like that these days. It's all machine set now. I mean, that's properly done with good old cast iron stenciling. That's a lovely bit of work.
You know, and you have very cute friends across the street.
What? You mean the ladies at Mrs. Jessop's?
No, I believe we can help each other.
I'm not sure I Adam Yokoko, me old China.
Well, he didn't come visit me for no reason.
Well, I mean, obviously I didn't come to visit you for no reason. I came here for this here order of exotic spices, herbs, and I believe actually there might be some resins of some sort in there as well.
Yeah, Miss Edward is just so careless sometimes. You're familiar with him, aren't you, Edward Gavigan?
I thought you said his name was Edjo.
No.
Are we having one of those cross-purpose conversations? Hang on, start a minute. I've just come in here to buy some spices, love. I mean, what a palaver.
Well, if you're not interested to chat, that's fine.
I'm perfectly happy to have a chat with you, but I mean, I'm not this Edward or whoever you think I am.
Oh, no. You're not Edward Gavigan, but that's why you're here, is it not?
Who can say why any of us are truly...
Well, really, you're here for Jackson Elias, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, the man of whom you speak is or rather was known to me, but he is a deceased gentleman.
Yes. And I really. I
think it's in
have
very
so
bad
much
form
to discuss.
Very bad form for you to joke about the recently deceased in that manner. Perhaps in your culture, you might regard that as something acceptable to do, but I can assure you, madam, that here in the United States of Great Britain and Northern Ireland and its protectorates and little islands and dominions and other bits in the Far East, we take that sort of thing very seriously.
So, it might be worth mentioning.
Mention away. I'm doing the signal that I had worked out with the others previously for, oh, bugger, it's all gone wrong. It's all gone wrong.
This
So
chowder's really
Someone
good.
Do we see that?
me. There's somebody at the door. There's somebody
If we see
at
that,
the door.
we're gonna go.
Yeah, we'll start.
I was enjoying this soup.
I'm being
You won't get in your
killed.
car and drive away.
I'm going to get murdered.
Do we make from the cafe position?
So stand by. So she says that it's worth mentioning that the Edjo has a 45 caliber, is it, Edjo? Yeah, pointed at your back. So maybe, look, I don't want to hurt you. All right. Just have your
you're
friends.
not the one with the gun. I'm not concerned about your motivations. You're not the one with the gun, frankly. It's him
Yes.
I'm worried about.
Yeah.
Does Edward want to help me as well?
If they just stay across the street and you come with me, we can have a nice little chat and maybe work something out.
Maybe.
I think it's really in your best interest.
You're asking me to put quite a big bet on maybe there, aren't you?
I guess so.
Well, I mean, all right, I'll come with you. But I suppose you realise that if anything happens to me, that's your spice business up the Swanee, isn't it?
Oh, of course. And he steps around the counter, hands kind of up. She kind of pats you down, takes your pistol.
No one's going to come and buy Scotch bonnet peppers from a murderess.
No, probably not. But please.
Not even in this part of town. I want that. I want that. That's my gun. I want that back.
Oh, you'll get it back in due time.
Yeah, I put it back. I paid good money for that.
So
Do we
Theodore,
see him? Yeah, do we
yeah,
see
you
him?
see him go into the back, and you
Yeah,
see
I'm
the
attempting to do everything I possibly can to draw attention to myself at the moment. So I would hope so.
So she leads you into the back down this hallway, and she actually brings you upstairs into her apartment. And she kind of brings you into this kind of sitting area off the main foyer. And across one wall you see there is this massive mirror. And all of it's kind of ringed with this gold inlaid frame, all Egyptian writing all across it.
It's a mite ostentatious, if you ask me, but
So
new money.
now
No taste.
you see, nobody would buy any spices from me if I was a murderer. So best if I don't kill anybody here, right? And she looks into the mirror, and you see an image start to materialize in it. And you see it's Fox back at the hotel, getting stuff set up. So, no, I won't murder anybody here. Though, depending on how this goes, you might be able to save your friend's life. How does that sound?
It sounds... Well, carry on. You know, tell me. I mean, this is obviously the bit where you sit down and tell me your plan, isn't it? So we'll do that, shall we?
Well, you see, I have a bit of let's just say, creative differences with an associate of mine.
Oh, yes. I'm absent-mindedly playing with a piece of scrap paper that I've just found on the table.
So
Do carry on.
yes. So if I know why you and your associates are here. So in exchange for all of your lives, I only ask for one simple thing to be done. I need you all to kill Edward Gavigan.
Hang on, I thought he was already dead.
Gavigan? No.
I'm sure you said he was dead just now, didn't you?
No. The other friend of yours, Elias, he is the dead one. I'm talking about Edward Gavigan, the man you went to see at the Penhew Foundation the other day.
Well, look, I mean, obviously, I appreciate the offer of the work and all that, but I mean, don't you think that Gavigan's is a bit out of our league? We're never going to get anywhere near him. You'd be better off getting yourself, a bunch of proper toughs from down the docks. I could put you in touch with someone actually if you.
No. Look, Gavigan needs to be dealt with by an external party.
I think what I'm trying to say is I think we might be a bit too external for your needs here. I mean, I know obviously, you've got a limited palette from which to paint, but and you're just using what you've got access to. But I mean, obviously, trying to blackmail us into it sounds like a good idea on the face of things, but I don't think we're up to the job, frankly.
Look, I wasn't really going for blackmail. But maybe I'm not making myself clear enough. And so she goes over to this drawer by the mirror and she pulls out this little
Excellent.
vial of
While her
dust.
back's turned, I would like to attempt to throw a paper airplane through the mirror.
Okay. You throw it. It taps the mirror and bounces off. That's not how it works, but let me show you how it works.
Huh.
And she goes over to it, and she spits a little in her hand, takes a bit of the powder, and she, right or left?
Dirty cow. Left.
And she goes and she rubs it over on the mirror where Fox is. She rubs it over his left arm. She does that. She raises her hands and she starts saying what to you just sounds like gibberish. And Fox, while you were getting things set up, all of a sudden you feel this paper cut on your left hand. And then another one on the palm. And then a bigger cut comes across your arm.
All right. You've made your point.
And so you watch as Fox's entire left arm starts to be chopped into pieces by some external force. So both of you can make a sanity check. And Fox, you are going to just take a major wound, whatever amount that is a major wound for you.
I
just
have
lose half your hit points.
if my character in alarm leaps up and runs to the restroom, does the mirror follow?
Yes, it tracks you.
Ew. That's disgusting.
As you're
It's a bit much. This is England, you know. I'm sure that can't be legal.
I passed my sanity.
okay.
What do I get?
Okay, so Fox, you are going to lose 1d4 since you are the subject. Morris, you failed witnessing it, so that is a 1d4 plus 1.
Oh dear.
And I do not make any kind of connection. I think it's what I was doing.
Yep, so you are.
And it's a major wound. Shit. How do I constitute a major wound? I lose half
So you lose half your hit points. And you are bleeding profusely.
Fortunately, there are servants here putting stuff together, and I'm like, quickly, I need towels.
Mm-hmm.
Try wrapping it up.
So they help you. So there is not a section of your arm and hand on your left side that is not cut. Like it is just a bloody pulp at this point.
I assume because the mirror is tracking him, I can still continue to see this unfolding.
Call the doctor. I've been very, very badly injured.
And Morris, you didn't lose 5 points of sand, right?
I didn't lose 5, no.
Okay.
I lost 3.
So. About you killing Gavigan, is that something we can come to terms with?
Well, yes, but I mean, if you've got that mirror that does that, why do you need us to do it for you? You could just use that.
Oh, but the progress that would be lost, you must understand. All that I've built, don't need it to come crashing down. If I'm the one that kills him, then that causes some major problems. You ever heard of a little group called the Brotherhood of the Black Pharaoh?
Might have done.
Wow. Let's just say I would enjoy having full leadership of this particular branch.
Oh, I see. And Edward's jockeying with you for position, is he?
Yes. Has been for some time.
Oh, I see. So he's protected against all this mumbo jumbo of yours.
And so am I. So it makes things a little bit complicated for us.
Yeah, I imagine it must do. Well, how do you propose then that we get access to this fellow then?
Well, about once a month, we hold a ritual at his estate in Essex. On the night of the ritual, you can all show up. Those loyal to me will let you in. And while he is busy conducting the ritual as he normally does, there's your opportunity.
And I take it in your meticulous planning for this, this ritual is going to happen very shortly in the near future.
Well, not quite. Though you could kill him earlier if you want. It's up to you.
Well, one's not
kill
got
him
much
today
to
if
do.
you
I mean,
want.
ideally, I'd not be wandering around the English countryside bumping people off, to be honest with you. But, I mean, you seem intent on not giving us any option.
Well, you do have an option. I can just turn
Yeah,
you all
well, I
into
mean, yeah, but
mincemeat if you like.
I'm sure you could. I mean, I'm just wondering why it is that your education didn't include the concept of the carrot and the stick. So many things can be achieved by just a little bit of pleasantry. You know, that's all I'm saying. But no, all right, we'll go straight in with it. You've got to kill him, or we're going to kill you. Business. And it's not how you make allies, is it? But well, that's the way you want to do it. So when are we going to do it then? When's this ritual taking place?
The 24th.
The 24th. So do we have your word for what it's worth that you're not going to attack us in that intervening period between now and then?
Yes. And I may intervene if Gavigan tries to take you out.
All right. What about those other things?
What other things?
The other things, the ones that wear human skins, those things.
Oh, the serpent people?
Yeah, you're going to call them off as well.
Well, we're not really that close of associates.
Well, I've already.
I don't know why they would be after you.
Well, I've ascertained that by your rather curious reaction to their mention. But that's it then, is it? So we just kill him and then you leave us alone.
Yes. You can go wherever else you want. Just do this one favor for me first.
I don't know if that's really enough. I mean, you're saying that you're going to do us this favor and that we'll be kept safe after this. I'd like to see some indication of that safety. You're saying you and indeed your associate both have means and mechanisms of making sure this stuff doesn't that they're protected from it, and none of this happens to them. I think something like that would be a good show of faith on your part.
How about I do this instead?
We're not much used to if he takes us out using this stuff while we're trying to.
Oh no, he does not have this. He wishes that he does. This is a one of a kind. There is another thing that he has that I don't. So I might give you one word of caution. I wouldn't recommend any of you traveling in dark, lonely roads and when the fog is out.
Yeah, I think
Some of his
generally-
servants are less corporeal than one would like.
Oh, foreigners. Hmm. Don't you worry. We're all well travelled. We know the ways of foreign kinds. Well, I've even been as far as China. Not to worry there, Mrs.
Well, that's good. One last bit of insurance. If well, you have to indulge me. And she goes over to a fireplace and she removes this hot poker, and on the end of it is this small little seal. She's like, "This will only hurt a little bit." And she presses it.
I'm going to step back. I'm not letting someone brand me like I'm their cattle.
Oh no, this won't be permanent.
Not permanent, my arse. It's a brand. You keep that thing away from me.
Well, I can.
I'm not
continue.
joking. No, I'm not joking. There's no need for you to brand me as part of this. You said that if we kill him off for you, then we're free and clear. We just go off and get on with our lives, right? You didn't say anything about being branded, and I'm the only one here. None of the others are getting branded, so that's unfair for a start. I mean, what you think just because? Oh yeah, just because I come in here, just because I'm a working man, because I'm the one getting a bloody wage, because I'm the one who's paid to take the bloody risk. Oh yeah, typical bloody ruling class, isn't it? So you just brand me like I'm some sort of livestock. Marvelous.
So if you want
why
things
we
to be
bother?
fair,
Why did we bother fighting the bloody Great War? If that's all we get out of it, it's just back to the same bloody nonsense and me getting pushed pillar to bloody post. I'm moving closer and closer to the door as I'm saying this.
and she's moving to intercept you. She says, "Well, I can. If you care about fairness, shall I dice the left arms of the rest of your companions and then yourself? Will that be fair?"
None of it's fair.
I've only removed one arm. I could remove more.
Cutting people's arms. I mean, just why have you got brand me as well?
Oh, this is insurance on my end.
Insurance on you? It sounds like you've got all the insurance. What have we got? We haven't got anything at all. A vague promise that things might be a little bit better if we go and kill someone for you.
Well,
not going to hang all my
you're
hopes on that.
you're paid to take risks. I, for one,
Yeah, I'm not paid by you though. That's the point I'm trying to make. I'm paid
to
take risks on behalf of my employer, Mr. Fox.
Well, I would consider myself.
I'm not paid to take
risk-averse.
risks on behalf of your. Well, risk averse you may be, but the risks you're taking and making are entirely your risks to make. My risks are not your remit. It's demarcation of labour. I mean, if necessary, I'm going to get my union representative in it. I am not taking this at all. Yeah, look in that mirror. Look, he's not looking very well. Can you magic up a doctor for him?
Oh, well, that's for him to figure out now, isn't it?
Oh, really? Oh, well, no. No, sod you then. You're not going to fix him. No brand.
Well, I'm not giving you much of a choice.
Well,
You can make a power roll.
Keeper?
Yes.
Question real briefly. Does Frederick and Hosser across the street in the cafe notice that Morris has been apprehended?
Yeah, he's no longer in there, and you can
How
see
long
the,
has he
the
been
kid.
upstairs?
Maybe about
Well,
10 minutes.
I don't think we'd wait that long.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
If I haven't seen him for 5 minutes, I would have been up there.
Okay, yeah.
Well, one thing you do notice is that coming out of that back area, you see a few more men arrive in the main.
So we see
Probably
people,
from the back. There are more people that have.
probably even
How
more
many?
reason than for us to.
Crap.
We've got to get him out of there.
Yeah.
What was the result of your power roll, Morris?
I got 49 out of 50.
All right, that's so she says, "Give me your arm," and you try to fight it, but she forces it forward, and then she touches it to your hand. You feel this brief sense of heat, and then nothing. And then she looks in your eyes and says, "You will kill Edward Gavigan. If he lives to the next month, you shall die." And then she removes it. And you just feel this tingling sensation in your hand. Now that wasn't so bad, now was it?
There's no need to be glib.
Please, let me show you it.
Dear. Haven't you ever read any Sax Roman novels? There's ways and means of doing these things. You're supposed to be aloof, but with a sense of noblesse oblige.
Yeah, I'm not one for reading novels.
Yeah, I guess that. Yeah, definitely not a reader, are you?
So Hauser, Frederick, and Thea, while you are preparing to heroically storm in and save Morris, he steps out from the back room, led by Zara, and she gestures you to leave the door. I'm so glad you decided to have a chat.
Yeah, and hang on. I think, are you forgetting something?
Ah, yes. Don't worry, we'll send your gun in the post.
I was thinking of the spices that I came here to buy, actually. I still haven't found out what hing is.
Well, at Joe?
Bloody for no sense of humour. Dear, oh dear.
And well, you have quite the expensive list. So if you want to pay me the £5 for all this, you can buy it.
£5? £5 for you can keep your bloody five. You can keep your spices. £5 bloody quid. I'm going to storm out indignantly. And then a few seconds later, I'm going to storm back in again. I better get my gun back.
Oh, of course.
Well, can I just have it now? Because, I mean, you're asking me to kill someone. Then you're taking my weapon away. It's just a question of logic, really, isn't it? I mean, you know, unless you expect me to talk him to death, which, to be fair, I would give a bloody good go.
And she pulls out your pistol. And she says, "I'm sure you know where to buy bullets." And she unloads it all and then hands it back to you.
It's always going to be a drama, isn't it? Right, thank you. I will take the gun and I will head back across the street. That didn't turn out how I expected it.
What happened, Morris?
Well, I think they know who we are.
Oh,
First of all,
that's unfortunate.
yeah, they're definitely some sort of cult. They can definitely do magic.
Yes.
We need to get back to the hotel room because I think Mr. Fox has been rather seriously injured while
How
we
did
were
you
gone.
know that? God.
And I've got
How did
some
they know where we were
bullets.
staying?
It's it's hard to describe, but it was like a mirror. But she sort of did or said some stuff, and then where previously there was a mirror, it was like in front of me. I was looking at this like a screen, and on it I could see an image of Fox in his hotel room, but moving like it was following him wherever he went. And then she did something. I sort of wiped something on the mirror, and in the mirror I could see him holding his arm, and his arm started bleeding like she'd cut him repeatedly.
Could it be an illusion? Could it be an illusion that he's not actually hurt?
Well, that's why I thought it might be better to get there. I mean, it's
let's hurry. He could be in grave danger. I mean, if not, then we're there faster. But right now, he might need us.
All right, in the car.
That's not everything. You see,
what else more could there be?
Tell him in the car.
Yes, yeah, we can talk on the way.
I'll tell you on the way. Quick, to the hotel.
To the Langham.
All right, so you turn to the Langham. You rush upstairs to the room, and you find Octavius in the bathroom. Yeah, his arm is just covered in bloody towels.
Oh God.
Dear.
God,
is he alive?
Yes.
Oh, Theodore, it's very dangerous to attempt. If you say it wrong, my arm. I called the doctor. The doctor's not here.
It's all right, Fox. Just calm down. This wasn't from the. Here, quick. We need some more towels. I'm going to put some pressure on this. Can I do some first aid on Fox, please?
Yeah, I'm pretty good first aid too here.
Okay, that is a. Ooh,
Fox, here, drink some of this for the pain.
No, I've got to fail. Hauser, you're better at this. Quick.
I'm pretty good. I can assist if that's okay. May I?
Yes, Fox. It wasn't the spell. Morris. He went in. She knew who we were. She used some sort of mirror to hurt you.
No,
yes,
when you were gone, I was trying to memorize the spell, and
it wasn't the spell, man. I'm telling you. Here, Hauser, quickly. He's losing consciousness.
I really badly failed. I'm so sorry.
Oh.
Did you fumble?
No, it's an 89. I rolled an 89.
Not a fumble, but you guys, you cannot stop the bleeding.
The doctor should be here soon.
Yeah, are you sure? Did someone call the doctor?
I told.
What time is it now?
I told that guy to call the doctor.
From the hotel?
Well, they were setting up see how nice the table looks with the blue damsk.
It's lovely.
Yeah.
I run out the door. I go downstairs to the main desk to check if they're calling a doctor, if the doctor's on their way.
Yes, the doctor is on the way.
All right, good. I wait downstairs in the lobby to usher the doctor up ASAP.
I'm no expert in medicine, but I'm gonna just sort of wait up in the.
Oh, it's bad.
hotel room.
It's gonna need stitches.
Yeah. Why has he attempted to staple a cushion to your arm? That doesn't seem like very good first aid.
All I had was this red tie.
We need some leaves.
Leaves? Frederick, go away. We're not in the... Jesus Christ.
Okay, so the doctor arrives.
Did you get the ying?
Pick up this way.
Fox, I'm going to need you to make a luck roll.
Follow me, Herr Doctor.
31 out of 39.
Okay, so when the doctor examines your arm, he tells you, well, fortunately, I don't believe you're going to need to amputate.
Oh, thank God.
Well, we are going to need to take you to the hospital.
All right. do you give opium? I mean, opiates.
Chapman, you better go. You better go with Fox.
Yes, I can stay with him.
We unfortunately have got Miss Pink coming, so we have to stay here to wait to intercept her or something.
You missed the seance. I want the seance.
So I'm guessing at that point Morris fills us in on the fact that we have to kill Gavigan and all that sort of stuff.
Yes, we have a month in which to do it. Or find a way not to do it.
This is royally fucked. Wherever we go, she'll know where we are.
Can we send a message to Gavigan? Warn him.
I was wondering that, but I mean, they're both. Her intimation was that they were both connected with this cult of the Black Pharaoh.
Well, let me put it this way: if they are in some way connected to any of these murders and so on and so forth going on, I have no problem killing either of them.
Yeah, you see, if we just kill one of them, whichever one's left is going to bump us off.
Exactly.
I mean, that's a given. If we kill him, she's definitely going to kill us.
Is there any time where they would be together?
Well, I mean,
A Molotov cocktail can do a room nice.
She said that ritual was very important.
The one at the house.
Morris, you said that through the mirror you could see Octavius. Could you hear? Can she hear us talking now?
That's a point. Could I hear anything through that?
No.
No, I couldn't hear it. I couldn't hear anything. And when I tried throwing a paper dart, it wouldn't go through.
Whereabouts in the room was the mirror? Like, where was the view coming from?
It was kind of following him around.
Okay, it followed him.
When he moved, it went with it. I wouldn't be surprised at all if it was with us now.
So, but we are certain she can follow us visually, and
Yes,
but not.
She could at this very moment. She could be peering in at us from some kind of screen somewhere.
Here's the thing. I could use, if we need to do something, like if we went to Edward Gavigan's place or whatever, and I used the fog spell, she can't see what we do.
We almost need to communicate in a different language.
Well, we could also do a telegram of some kind, or I mean,
Or
it's
write.
hard to-
Now she could.
Well, no, she might be able to look
Right.
over our shoulder.
Yeah.
Whereas if we say to someone, if we get I don't know, because then she'll just follow the boy or get the telegram person killed. I think, honestly, we need to, as I said, I think if we go to this, if half of us go to this ritual, or if we go to this ritual and half of us are on the way to kill Gavigan and the other half try and kill her, I don't know. I agree with Morris, though. They both have to. We can't take one out and then leave the other because that puts us at risk. If we kill Gavigan so that Morris, if this spell she's put on Morris is true, if we don't kill Gavigan, Morris dies, and Gavigan would probably kill us anyway. If we kill Gavigan, she's just going to kill us.
Well, we need to kill her first. It would be very difficult to kill both simultaneously unless they are in the same room.
You know what? This might be a crazy idea. What if we paid a visit back to that warehouse and we tell those men that there's good money in a job, and we get ourselves a bit of an army?
Interesting. But what if that army is under the employment of Zara?
I assure you, Hauser, me and Fox can pay more.
But maybe she doesn't pay just in money. Maybe she pays in money and the fear of what she can do.
That's it. Fanatics. That's the thing. That's what they are. They're fanatics.
Well, then we find people elsewhere? I mean, Morris,
Yeah.
you must know where there's unsavory men that we could potentially pay to just go and even go to the Blue Pyramid or her spy shop and trash the place, set it on fire.
I could probably find you half a dozen low types who turn over someone's drum. But, I mean, I wouldn't know where to start for what you're asking. You're asking me to find, like, people who are properly handy. I haven't even been back to Britain for, it's coming on 10 years since I've even been here. I wouldn't know who to ask.
How big was the mirror? Was it so big it would have to stay in that room, or can she just move around with it?
Oh, it was quite big. It was about.
Okay, so it's not like she can slip it into her purse and slip
Is it
out.
any mirror though? That's the thing. Is it any mirror?
It looked like a very ornate sort of mirror. It was all.
Is it a spell she's?
It was all Egyptian.
Because I mean that we could just go in and smash the mirror.
That's what I was thinking to firebomb. We could use Molotov cocktail.
Yeah, well, while it was happening, I was thinking of maybe smashing the mirror while it was happening. But then I thought, if Fox is in the mirror,
yeah,
and if she wipes something on the mirror, it cuts his arm to pieces. What would happen to him if I broke it while it was looking at him?
Do you know what? It might be worth asking Miss Pink if she knows of any spells or anything that pertain to mirrors. Would I know anything from my occult at all, Morgan?
You don't even have to roll. There are plenty of, throughout time, of scrying mirrors. Like that is, it's a major thing. Right.
So I'm aware of like not necessarily the spell, but of the practice of using spell. Okay. Well, look, here's the thing. If it's just specific that mirror, then yes, we could go in, trash the place, see if we can find any, because that's the thing. There might be a lot of connections to other things within that's why I know it's a risk, but if we can get some men and then us, the party, we split up and half of us go to this ritual with this group of men and go do some onslaught there. And then the other half trash Gavigan's home, the apartment, the Penhew Foundation, and the Blue, like we hit stuff here, because then the thing is we don't want to just trash the place, because there might be things that will help us moving forward. Because remember, we've got to get to the crux of the beginning of this. All this began because Jackson was under the belief that the Carlisle expedition were alive. So their movements were the US to here, to Egypt, to Africa. So we need to, I don't think this trail is going to stop here with these people. So, I'm gonna look at the bottles of the blue water as well. And what time is it, Morgan, at this point? Because how far away is Miss Pink from getting here?
Pink, we'll say it's around 5 p.m. So about 4 hours.
Okay. Well, look, we need to.
So Octavius might even get discharged after they stitch him.
Hopefully. Well, I mean, that'd be great. If every part of his arm, his left arm, there was not a part that wasn't scratched, and was a possibility of amputation. That's.
Yeah, it'll be probably a whole day or two.
We'll see.
Yeah, and he will probably be drugged too. Yeah.
Well, I think this is a good spot to leave it for tonight. We are at time.
I'm too drugged though to. Our players included Zane Fleming, Brian Daly, Mick Swan, Stuart Lively, and myself, with Morgan Llewellyn as the keeper of the secrets. We're currently producing up to 4 shows a week with music and sound effects added in post-production in order to create a richer listener experience. We provide audio-only versions of our shows free for you to download from Podbean or iTunes. The costs involved with the show are provided almost entirely by our patrons. Without them, we wouldn't be able to do what we do. If you'd like to help support our show, please visit our Patreon account. Just $1 or $2 a month helps us a lot. You can find a link in the description below. Like, share, and subscribe to our channel, and punch the bell icon for updates on our latest shows, and leave us some comments. We enjoy reading them and answer any questions you might have. This is Tom Rayleigh, together with all the members of our gaming club, inviting you to journey with us once again into the darkness for another adventure in the universe of H.P. Lovecraft and the Call of Cthulhu role-playing game. Until next time, good luck, good game.